Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships with Soaxx, and today we're going to take a look at the Tier 3 South Carolina class battleship. Yes, I am starting a series of how to play the American battleships. Basically, we're going to start Tier 3 and work our way up. So, a little bit of history on the old South Carolina. Basically, there were two in the class. There was the South Carolina and the Michigan. The South Carolina was commissioned on the 1st of March 1910. The Michigan was commissioned on the 4th of January 1910. So the Michigan was first. Basically, they didn't do a lot. They, after being commissioned, both were assigned to the US Atlantic Fleet, where they basically patrolled the East Coast for about 3 to 4 years. Then they went around visiting Britain, Cherbourg in France and that. And then they took part in naval trials and everything else. And then the Super Dreadnought came out and they were outdated and slow. So basically their service history in World War I, because they were deemed too slow for combat, they patrolled the east coast of America and they did a little bit of escorting duty halfway across the Atlantic. But that was about it. But they were the first battleship to ever escort trade ships across the Atlantic, which I found quite fascinating, and that was about it. They didn't do a lot really other than that. What else did they do? Not a lot really. In the years after the war, World War I, the two battleships were used for training cruises. The terms of the 1922 Washington Naval Treaty, which limited naval construction to avert a vastly expansive naval arms race, also called for disposing of dozens of older battleships in the signatories' navies. So South Carolina was decommissioned on the 15th of December 1921, shortly before the end of the conference, and its sister followed on the 11th of February 1922, days after the treaty was signed. Both were stricken from the naval listings on the 10th of November 1923 and scrapped during the 1924 in the Philadelphia Naval Dockyard. So yeah, they didn't do a lot, they didn't see battle. It's pretty much a shame really, but how does she play in game? Well, she's a tier 3, so I wouldn't expect too much out of her, but she's quite capable. I mean, I've enjoyed playing her again. It's been a long time since I played her, so let's have a look at the stats. So let's get rid of that. Let's start on survivability. She has 31,700 hit points. Not too bad. It's manageable. It's a battleship. It can take a bit of a beating. She has torpedo protection reduction of 21%, so that isn't too bad either. So if you're going to take a torpedo, try and take it broadside. Okay, that's survivability. Let's move on to our artillery. She has 8 305mm Mark V guns in 4 turrets, which have a turret rotation speed of 45 seconds, which is, yeah, not the best, but we can do something about that, otherwise I will show you in a bit. She has a reload time of 30 seconds, a maximum dispersion of 217 meters at maximum range. HE does 4,100 damage, maximum damage that is, and has a 20% chance of setting fires. Her AP shells have a maximum AP shell damage of 8,100. So that's quite good, and maximum range is 15.7 kilometers, and shell velocities are 823 meters per second. She has a secondary armament of 20 76.2 millimeter Mark IVs. Let's have a look. Can we have a look at them? No, we can't. Why can't we look at them? Where are they? Let's get rid of this view. Look, get rid of that armour layer. Right, where are they? Basically, there they are, all on the side there. Look, lovely, lovely. So she has 12 of them, 10 on each side, I believe. So, not bad secondaries. Yeah, it's not going to do too much. Let's have a look. It does, they're all HE, which is fantastic. She will set some fires. She only has a 4% chance of fires with a maximum shell damage of 1,100, but the firing range is 3 kilometers. So, yeah, unless something's point blank range, they're not going to fire. Moving on to the AA defense. Yes, this is with the hull upgrade. She has an AA defense rating of 8, and you get 4 AA guns. The 76.2mm Mark 10s. Yeah, not going to do a lot with them. So if there is a air carrier in the game, pray they don't focus you. Right, moving on to manoeuvrability. Let's close that down. Maneuverability, she has a maximum speed of 18 kilometers, and this is the problem with this ship. It is slow as anything. But she does have a very tight turning circle radius of 480 meters, a rudder shift time of 10.7 seconds, so yeah, pretty maneuverable. That is pretty maneuverable for a battleship. So you can dodge and weave, and you can try and dodge the torpedoes that are inevitably going to come at you because you're the slowest ship out there. So yeah, she's she's quite maneuverable. She has a concealment of 13.4 kilometers by air and 7.5 kilometers by 13.4 kilometers by sea and 7.5 kilometers by air. So you do have roughly about 2 kilometers where you can get your detection down after firing if no one is close enough. Right, moving on. What I'd recommend upgrading first is propulsion, because 15.8 knots will... you'll fall asleep at the helm, so 18 knots, it's an improvement, not that much better, but it's an improvement. Then I'll go for the range mod, so you go from 14.2 to 15.7, so you can stay a bit further distance, because obviously 30-second reload, you're going to get focus fire if you're close. And then finally, the upgraded hull for more hit points, 2,700 hit points, some AA mounts, bit more manoeuvrability, and better concealment. Moving on to consumables, obviously you got damage control party and repair party 1. You don't need to run premiums on these really, it's a tier 3 ship, you're not going to be in it that long. So I would recommend just stick with the normal ones for now. You want premium when you hit about tier 5 really. Okay, upgrades. You've only got 2 upgrade slots, and I would recommend main armaments mod 1, because you... Auxiliary armaments modification 1, really, secondaries ain't going to do a lot of 3 kilometers, and you only have 4 pop guns for planes. And obviously you don't need magazine modification 1 because you ain't going to get detonated. Hopefully not. Anyway, and I would recommend damage control modification 1 for the minus 3% to risk of flooding and damage received when torpedoes hit the torpedo protection, and minus 5% to the risk of fire, basically because you're not going to get your propulsion knocked out and you're not going to have issues with your steering gears. And that's it really. I can show you my captain build. Basically, oh right, okay, my captain's reset. Basically I'm gonna go, what am I gonna go for? I could take the module reductions. Don't have any fighter planes. That would be quite handy to start off with, because yeah, so basically that'd be a 15. Priority target I would suggest, and then I would go with expert marksman for your second tier, because as you will see now, we'll go back to the port quickly. Not survivability, artillery, and now we have a tight rotation speed of 38.3 seconds. So that's going to be rather handy. I left the captain skills out to do this video so the ship was stock. I played the battle, which I'm about to show you, stock, without realising I ain't done my captain, and I could have done with that turret rotation. So anyway, that is the South Carolina. Should we take a look at a battle replay and see how she handles in a battle? Right people, welcome to the battle. It is a tier 3 match. There are 4 battleships on either side, 6 cruisers and 2 DDs, and the map is Islands. Not a bad map. I mean, it's a low tier map, so as you can see I can pretty much nearly shoot the whole of the map from where I am. So what I decided to do is to slowly head towards the A cap, so I can get shots onto anyone going into C, anyone going into B, and I'm angled to people in B and people in A. As you can see, this Bellerophon, the new tier 3 British battleship, has popped up. I don't know why he's popped up at such far range, but we're going to get shots out and see if we can do some damage. Right, what I'd recommend doing in early tier games and in a battleship really is not to push into the cap straight away and go ham and then get focus fired by everyone. Let the DDs do the work. They're the ones who should be pushing the cap early on, trying to get the caps. You know, I mean, I'm not saying sit at the back of the map and fire from miles away and don't actually take any damage for your team or anything like that, but be aware. You know, you don't have to rush straight in straight away. Take some shots from range. That is the power of the battleship. Anyway, we get 4,000 damage there on the Duran. So, yeah, and don't sail broadside. I see so many low tier players, obviously they're learning the game and they don't know the how to play the game and that, and they sail broadside like these two cruisers. I mean, I've taken 4,000 off one, and this cruiser is reversing out broadside in front of a battleship. 305mm guns. We should be able to punish it, but the dispersion can be a bit trollish on this ship. These shots look very good, and yeah. Okay, 1600 damage. Not the best. But as you can see, everyone gets spotted really quick on this map, so play sensible. Don't go rushing in and die straight away, and you'll find you'll be quite useful to the team. So we've done 9,153 damage so far. We've managed to hit 9 shells. Yeah, not the best. 1,000 per shell, not the best. So we get some shots out on another broadside cruiser, but I underled this one, and we only managed to clip him at the back, but you still get 3,500 damage, so not too bad for, what, 1 penetrating and 2 over penetrations, so not too bad. That's the problem as well with these guns. A lot of the ships, the cruisers, are very, very squishy, and you will get a lot of over penetrations when they're sailing broadside because the shells don't arm in time, so you get a lot of over penetrations. Right, it's South Carolina. It's pushed into B, trying to cap it. Now, he's going to get focus fired. I wouldn't recommend doing this in a battleship at the start of the game. I would let the game progress and then see where you stand. So I'm going to kite away from him because I'm going to try and stay angled, because angling is key in a battleship. Well, it's key in any ship, but in a battleship you can actually ricochet and deflect some of the shots. So it is a good tactic. So remember to keep angled. Anyway, we've managed to cap C, which is fantastic, and the South Carolina is now reversing out of B, which is a bit strange. I mean, if you're going to try and cap it, try and cap it. I mean, don't go in there, get shot and then reverse out, but hey, low tier games always makes for fun. Right, we have just lost our Dresden to the Bellerophon, which is pushing rather aggressively in the north, and he will pay the price in a moment as I notice it. Yeah, see, going in ham, steaming in with all these cruisers and me being here, it's not a good idea. So I'll try and get some shots on him. Do these shots look any good? See, the dispersion's quite rough in these guns, but 1,300, not too bad. So yeah, but I wouldn't recommend doing that. See, I'm staying at range. I mean, yes, you want to take the damage for the team because you've got the hit points. You don't want your cruisers taking the damage, but you've got to play sensibly. You do not want to go steaming in when there's 5 or 6 ships that will focus fire you. So the Bellerophon goes down, but we managed to lose a 3-8, which was that, a tier 3 French cruiser? I've not played the French cruisers yet. So, and there's our friend again who likes to pop out broadside. So let's get some shots on him, see if we can get a better dispersion. No, the dispersion's looking ropey again. Are we going to get any damage? Ooh, another 3,400 damage there. So we're up to 19,000 damage, which isn't too bad in a tier 3 game. You're not going to do hundreds of thousands of damage. It's not the hit points on the game, and normally the games don't last that long. So, right, we've got the South Carolina still reversing. Yay! That's how to sail a battleship in reverse. If you're going to do this, at least don't be broadside on, but he stops when I fire. Of course, he stops when I fire, so these shells are no good. But we do have a push up north from their ships. It seems like a lot of their ships have come north, so I'm in a position now to try and prevent this, and we've got a broadside Norvik pushing in, so this should be a juicy shot, but this is where the dispersion will troll you. Now he's coming towards me, and I was aiming a little bit lower at the waterline, and how did that happen? I straddled him. Yes, that be the Sigma. I'm not 100% sure what the Sigma is for these guns, but that'd be the vertical dispersion, not the horizontal dispersion. Trolling me. That should have been at least a couple of penetrations there, but no. Obviously, troll. But they're still sailing broadside, so I'm going to take advantage of this. I believe this Dresden is slowing down, so I'll bring in the shot marker. Dispersion's all over the shot. Looks like a shotgun. And we managed to get 810 damage. For 1 overpen, yes. The overpenetration will make you pull your hair out sometimes. As you will see soon, I get a lovely shot and overpenetrations. But that's the life of a battleship in lower tiers. We have got a points lead, but we have got a ship deficit, and they are starting to cap B, so we need to be aware. So we take a shot at the Dresden again, see if this is any better. Yay, 4,293. We get 2 overpens and 1 penetrating damage, so shot. So that's good, but we lose our Weymouth in the process, but these ships are looking on low health, so we're going to stay here and try and stop this push. So the Norfolk sailing broadside again. I wouldn't recommend this, people, and there goes the Norfolk, and we managed to take out the South Carolina too. That was in reverse. Our V25 did anyway, and we get shots out the Dresden, and that looks better, doesn't it? The dispersion, and then only four overpens. What was that? Oh, right, okay, that was better than I thought, and now he's on 200 hit points. And are we going to get our first kill? Now, we need to take as many guns out of the battle as we can, and he's focus firing me, so yes, he's firing HE, so he's probably going to set fire, and as you look, we've got 5 ships left, and they have got 6. So, yeah, I mean, see how quick these battles are, but I'll get shots out, and yay, our first kill, fantastic. But he did manage to set a fire. But because it's one fire, I'm not going to use my damage control, because you can heal all the fire damage, because it's light damage with your heal. So all I've done is pop my heal to negate the damage, and up pops the tier 3 Russian DD? I'm going to try and say it, the Strovany. Yep, he pops up close, so I reckon he's launched torpedoes. So I'm going to get shots out on him, and I'm going to turn in to face him, because I do not want to be in a broadside load of torpedoes. So I turn in because I'm expecting torpedoes, because I'm not that bad at this game, and there you go, loads of torpedoes, and I take 3 torpedoes, I think. I pop my damage control to stop the flooding, but I can't heal up because I've got 1 minute 40 on that. But I'm going to take some shots at him as he's sailing away. Someone else put some fire in, and yep, we get 1 overpen for 810 damage. I'll set him with my secondaries, but he's not in range. Like I said, 3 kilometres secondaries. And now I expect more torpedoes, so I'm turning away from the island. I'm expecting he's launched more torpedoes from the other side of his ship, and I'm getting away, and look, there they are. I must be psychic. So we've now got him floating around, but hopefully his torpedoes can be a reload, but I think he's got a really fast reload, so I've got to be aware of that, and I'm going to push around the north of this island and see if I can spot him again. I've taken a bit of a beating, you see, but I'm still alive, and there he is, the old Russian destroyer. So I'll get shots out on him, and the dispersion looks good. I waited for him to turn a bit, and yeah, second kill. So that's the destroyer down. So now it's 4 versus 4. They've got 3 cruisers and a battleship. We've got 3 battleships and a cruiser. The Bellerophon is on 860 hit points, and he's hiding behind the island. Smart play there. Try and cap the point, because we have got a point lead. We've got I think it's an AFK Clarendon up there, and we've got 2 of these French cruisers, I think. Oh, are they French? Jurien, yeah, it sounds French, so I'll leave the Clarendon alone. It doesn't look like a threat, but for some reason, this British battleship decides to pop out in front of me like a plonker. He might run aground, to be fair, but goodbye. So that's our 3rd kill. We've done 32,000 damage. We've got 591 points to their 239, so we're doing okay there. But we've got 2 cruisers pushing in on us now, and I think I'm going to be focus fired. So I'm going to turn away, pop my hill, and kite away, because we've got 2 caps there. We've got a healthy points lead, and I'm going to try and not get too close to them so they don't focus fire me and try and burn me. But looks like this Jurien, yeah, we could say Jurien is turning broadside to me, so I'm going to wait till he turns broadside and then fire, because obviously broadside target is better. And dispersion again. That should have been at least 1 hit. But hey, what are you going to do, eh? The dispersion does troll you in this game, so we'll take some shots at the Jurien. I'll notice they're not travelling that fast, so obviously I'll bring the A marker in a bit. 2 of the shells hit the island, because I'm a plonker, but 2 of the shells go out, and do we get any hits? And we get, 810, we get an overpen, so he's on 1,085 hit points. We fire the front guns. He's on 706. Are we going to get another kill? 320. Are we going to get that? Yes! So that's our 4th kill now. So we're at 33,225. So not the most damage, but we got 4 defenders as well. And now we've got a broadside Jurien again. And we get shots out on him. Dispersion's looking okay. Well, 3 of the shells are anyway. And, oh, a Citadel. And that's our Kraken. Yes, our 5th kill. And now we're starting to cap A. And we've got 1 ship left. And apparently he's AFK. So we get some shots on him. Can we get the kill? And another Citadel. And that's game. So, not a bad game in the old South Carolina. I hope you've learnt something from the video. I managed to do 43,366 damage. Not the highest damage in the world, but still good enough. I managed to get a Kraken, which was fantastic, and 6 kills. Granted, that was more luck than judgment with the dispersion of these shells. But it wasn't too bad after all. Yeah, we got 4 defenders as well. We managed to finish top on experience with 1,098 experience with 6 kills. Yeah, so we managed, well, yeah, I think the 6 kills did it. The V25 did pretty well with 1,068 too. We managed to do 43,366 damage with our main armament. That's what we fired, armour piercing. We fired 152 shells, 40 connected, so not a bad return really. We only managed to tank a potential damage of 229,000 really. I mean, in a battleship you want to get a lot more than that. You want to be taking the damage, taking the focus fire, because you got the hill. You want to take it away from the cruisers, but I didn't really get a chance in this battle. But I wanted to show this battle because it shows you what you can do damage wise with the South Carolina. We managed to get 135,000 credits after paying the crew, so not a bad return. And that's it really. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please smash the thumbs up if you have. Smash the thumbs down if you haven't. Boo, but that's what it's there for. Leave a comment in the comment section down below if you have any questions or any hints I can add to future videos. And maybe consider subscribing from the channel for obviously more in this series. I'll be doing other ships as well. Other ship lines a later date. And I've got other Let's Plays on my channel. Thank you for watching and I will catch you in the next one.